Good evening, rockers. Vegas Rock Goddess here on the rocks. Total entertainment. Coming to you live from somewhere off the Las Vegas Strip. Today, I'm interviewing Lost Hearts. This is a great new band. They're about to go on tour with Puddle of Mud as a supporter. So I'm super excited to see where this band is headed in 23 and 24. Lots of great things I'm hearing about Lost Hearts. So let's get ready to talk to them. Right, they're coming in. So coming in hot. Let's get them in here. Hey, JT, can you hear me? We love technology. JT, are you there?
Hey, yeah,
Hey,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now because you didn't have your mic on.
Cool. Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for coming on. I know we had some scheduling conflicts last week, so I'm glad we
Yep,
got to get you on. Is Max going to come
for
on with you
sure.
as well?
Yep. I think Max will be on here any second
Okay,
now.
very cool. Well, before we get on with Max, are you excited about Puddle of Mud Tour?
I'm so excited. That's gonna be awesome.
That's such a great opportunity for you guys. I think it's a perfect match with
Yes, it is.
the crowd that they have. So yeah, super excited for you guys on that. We'll talk more about it when Max comes on. I know you know Ashton Blake.
Yes.
Yeah, I interviewed him a couple months back, and
Yeah.
I met him at Rock and Podfest in Nashville.
Yep.
And
Okay.
yeah, he kind of connected me with you a little bit, and then this happened, so it worked out great.
Yes, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
So how long have you been doing this?
Lost Hearts, you mean?
Yeah, lost. Well, how about as a musician in
As a
general?
music,
Yeah,
I've been playing music for like 12 years now.
yeah. And
Yep.
how do you what do you love about music, JT?
Um, I don't know. I love the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
There's something I can't even explain it, but when I hear a song that I like, there's a certain feeling I get that nothing else gives me.
Very cool. I love that answer because I mean, music for me does the same thing. It's just magical how things
Yep.
happen. So let's go ahead and let Max in. Here he is.
Hello.
Hey,
Can you hear
Max.
me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to On the Rocks. I'm talking to JT here a little bit. And
Who?
JT, JT. Um, and we're kind of talking about music in general. And I kind of wanted to save the more in-depth questions for when you came on, so we could kind of talk
Awesome.
about this tour. Let's talk about now. You're going to be on the road with Puddle of Mud. Now, is there another band as well that you guys are going to be supporting besides Puddle of Mud?
There is. They're a band that is local to Vegas, and you'll have to forgive me. I don't remember the name of them right off the top of my head, but I know that there is another band on there.
Okay, very cool. Because I couldn't remember myself because all I had down was Puddle of Mud. So
Yeah, I hadn't heard of the band before, but I've heard they're pretty good. So
okay, very good. Well, that's great that you guys are going to be out on the road because we're kind of heading into the end of 23. And now, how many shows are you going to be playing with Puddle of Mud?
we're just doing one with Puddle of Mud, but we have
Okay,
some other ones coming up as
yeah,
well.
you're doing the one here in Vegas with Puddle of Mud.
Yes.
Okay, very
Yes.
cool. And then you're going to a couple other shows with them as well.
No, no other ones with Puddle of
Just the
Mud,
one.
but we have just one show, yeah.
Wow. You guys are gonna have you ever been to Vegas?
Yeah, we played before with Enough's Enough at the Count's Vamp.
Oh, okay. Great
And
venue. Of course, like my second home,
yes,
of course.
yes.
Brooklyn Bowl, I saw Puddle of Mud there a couple months back. That place just, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but that place was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, that venue is amazing. It's right on the strip, right in the heart of everything at the link. So you guys are going to have a blast.
Well, that's awesome. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, can't wait.
I know it's going to be incredible. I'm hoping I can make that show. So I'm still working on some logistics on that. But
Hopefully, we want to
yeah.
see you there.
Yes, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's talk about your influences with this band, because I really love the music. I saw the videos. The one video that I absolutely love is Hate Yourself. Now, who directed that video for you guys?
Brandy Beverung directed that video, and she's a very talented photographer slash videographer slash everything pretty much. So
Yeah,
she's directed that.
Is she located in Nashville?
Yeah, she's in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, I really love that video. It really shows how your band interacts. It was really good visually. So I really enjoyed it. It's a great visual promotion for you guys. Now, do you guys plan on doing more of these type of videos?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all liked that was the first video that we did, and it was really good. I liked the white room kind of thing, and we just wanted to keep it simple and just kind of show who the band was. And that seems to be a lot of the music videos nowadays are just more kind of simple and stripped down, because that's the one we put the least thought into, like, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think it was a really good first video though, just because it did kind of, it was simple and it really just showed who the band is and kind of what we're about, I think.
right. And I mean, that's the main thing, because I mean, you're a visual band. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there. People can listen to you like on Spotify and things like that, but until they get in front of you live, they're really not going to kind of experience what Lost Hearts is all about.
I agree with that. And I think a lot of times people see us and we're a much more rock band, you know what I mean? Because of course, always in the studio there's different elements and everything, you know, and not all of the elements that we add are that of a rock band. We add a lot of stuff like synth and stuff like that we like, but when we play live, we're still like 2 guitars, real drum kit and bass and everything, you know what I mean? And we all grew up on rock music, and so I think we're even more of a rock band than people when they listen to our music. This seems to be the consensus.
Right. And I think with the elements of your band, I hear a lot of 80s. I hear, like you said, some synth, but let me tell you, you guys have that unique sound. I mean, it might sound like the 80s, but it's more to this time as well. So it really gets your ears motivated to really hear a lot of different elements.
Well, thank you. We definitely try for that, and JT is very good with production, as well as our other producer Johnny K, and we definitely that's been all of our focus, is how can we take this thing that we all grew up loving, classic bands, you know what I mean, and all genres and all everything. How can we do something that is not necessarily like a throwback? What's our avenue into doing something that we want to do in rock that's sort of modern?
Yeah,
and that's what we've been
never lose who you are.
Yeah, okay.
If that's any advice I can give you, because I've interviewed thousands of bands, if there's anything that you can take with this, always be yourself. Stay true to what you guys have started with this.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
what
Thank
are
you.
let's talk, I know we kind of touched on influences, but JT, what is your influences personally? Like who influences you to like write and things like that?
For me, my biggest influences are a lot of the kind of 70s hard rock bands, Aerosmith and AC/DC and UFO and Black Sabbath and bands like that. But I also, recently, and especially with Lost Hearts, I've been listening to a lot of more kind of modern stuff, just looking to see what new bands are doing to kind of stand out. And one newer band that I love is called Broken Love. So I listen to them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and with because I've been doing a lot of research, and as a rock journalist, I cover all avenues of music, not just rock, metal.
Yep.
And what I'm hearing a lot from original music. Okay, we're not talking tribute bands, we're not talking cover bands. We're talking original music. The 70s sound is coming back. I know you guys
Yes,
are
it is.
young and you might not know what the 70s sound is, but let me tell you, that's also going to make a lot of impact on what you guys are doing. Because I still hear a few elements of the 70s sound in there.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I definitely grew up with that stuff. I mean, my dad was more about 70s, and it was like 70s and 90s. My dad like kind of blocked out the 80s, to be honest. He didn't listen to a lot of it.
80s
And
was my
I love the
decade.
80s too.
I know.
I
But
love the 80s.
music is music to me. And I really don't like to categorize anything. I mean, if you love it, you love it. So
That's it.
as far as influences, Max, what are your influences as a guitar player and as a vocalist?
Well, like I said, I mean, I grew up with the bands I grew up with were like Zeppelin and a lot of those bands that JT mentioned as well. Black Sabbath, Aerosmith, um, a lot of like Bad Company, Free, that kind of stuff. Even like Cat Stevens. And I've been through the whole ringer. I've been through the '80s thing. I've been through the grunge thing, and I listen to a lot of different stuff. But lately, my thing has been kind of new wave. I've been listening to a lot of new wave stuff, like any like Blondie or Susie and the Banshees, like Duran Duran. That's been my kind of thing lately. But it's just kind of random. Like my favorite band is Kiss,
Of
In
course.
Excess, Molly Crew. So it's just kind of all over the map. I'm wearing the Molly Crew today.
Yeah, today I
Girls
got
gonna
AC/DC on, high voltage.
There you go.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
AC/DC was a great band that I grew up with. And then if you look back to like what my first record that I bought, okay, with my own money was Fleetwood Mac Rumors. That was my very first record
It's a
that I
great one.
bought. And that was a big 70s sound with that band, that particular record. And then if you move a couple decades further, like my first show that I ever saw was Cheap Trick.
I love that band. We
Yeah,
both love that
It
band a
was on
lot.
New
that's
Year's
a
Eve.
great
I
band.
can't remember what year, but let me tell you, Rick Nielsen, when you see Cheap Trick, he brings out every single one of his guitars. So if you're a big Cheap Trick fan, you have to count them. So for the whole entire show, he brought out 47 guitars during a long intro. At that time, they had a record out, All Shook Up. It was actually kind of Beatles covers. And
Yeah.
it was an amazing show. It was like a 2.5 hour show. There's not too many bands anymore that can play a full set of 2.5 hours. You might say Journey or Styx can do it as well, but back then, I mean, let me tell you, Cheap Trick is still hitting it.
I
And
saw them last year.
yeah, I mean, they're great. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you still have those influences. Now, what about guitar players? Let's talk to both of you about this. Like, what are some of your favorite guitar players?
JT.
Um, yeah, Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
obvious.
obviously that's an obvious
Yeah,
one. Angus Young,
yeah.
um, Tony Iommi, Joe Perry. Um, one that I think is really underrated is Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I'm a big Blue Oyster Cult fan.
If you love Buck Dharma, I'm going to give you an insider's tip. Have you ever heard any of his solo records?
I have.
Oh my God, how killer, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
awesome.
he is one of the most underrated guitar players of the decades.
Yes, I agree.
Like, and I think recently they're trying to bring Blue Oyster Cult back
Hmm.
for some reunion shows. So it's good to see that they still got it and they
Yeah,
bring it back for the
sure.
fans, which is great. Now, what about you, Max? What are some of your influences guitar wise?
Guitar wise, the number one has always been Halen, of course. But I mean, I like a lot of different styles. Like, of course, one of my favorite '80s guys is Warren DeMartini and John Sykes. I mean, I love all the shred
John
guys.
Sykes, UFO. I mean, that guy is like killer. Another, even Warren DeMartini, another underrated
Yeah,
guitarist.
yeah. Michael Schenker, um, Dave Gilmore, Jeff Beck. I saw Jeff Beck before he died. That was a
Oh
crazy
my
show.
God,
He's
Jeff
probably the
Beck,
best guitar player.
he is amazing.
Crazy, crazy good. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen. So probably Jeff Beck too.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, that's legendary.
Yeah.
What, Max? What was the first concert you ever saw?
Kiss.
What tour was it? Do you remember?
I think it was Monster. Monster, and it changed my life completely.
Yeah. How did it change your life, Max?
Well, I don't know. I mean, when you're a kid, and I think you see that show in particular, Kiss is just so like off the wall. You know what I mean? And I mean everybody's in makeup and fireworks, and like it's like superheroes. You know? And when you're a kid, I think I don't know, because like I loved all those bands ever since I was a kid. I grew up with a lot of music around, and I loved like Zeppelin and GNR and all those bands that my dad played a lot, and I just like music in general. But when I saw Kiss, it was just like, wow, that was a different kind of experience.
It was like serendipity for you. It's like a light bulb went off in your head.
Pretty
Like
much,
it
pretty much.
happens. It happens. I talk to a lot of musicians and they have that light bulb moment that impacts their life
Cursed.
forever.
They cursed me. They cursed me forever.
No, Kiss is great. Okay, JT, what about you? What was the first concert that you ever saw?
Bob Seger.
Oh, I love Bob Seger.
Me too.
It's a good one.
He's amazing. I mean, he is one of the legendary performers that will eternally put a stamp on rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
great
and
because I've never seen Seeger, so that's awesome. And what kind of experience did you have at that show?
yeah, I'll never forget it. It changed my life too, just seeing a band like that. I grew up listening to Bob Seger's music, and I was probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11 when I went to that show. So it was just, I don't know, there was something about going and seeing those songs that I'd been hearing my whole life live that it really like, I don't know, it set in that like there's this whole other element to music other than just listening to the records. And
Right.
I'll never really forget that.
It's
Yeah,
very
I
true.
remember when I put on that Fleetwood Mac Rumors and I heard Don't Stop. That was like a light bulb moment for me. I'm like crazy. I mean, we all have these musical moments that will stay with us the rest of our lives.
Yep.
Now for this band, are you going to be doing a full record?
Yes. So up next, we're recording some more singles, and then we're gonna do an EP. And so that's what our plan is. And then after that, because I mean, the way we've been going as a fresh band is we've been doing singles, you know, and so when we're gonna do an EP, I feel like that's the logical next step because we live in such a singles based market nowadays. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people talk about it, and there's a lot of elements there. There's, you know, just to be honest with you, like the Instagram and Spotify and all these things, which are good, like self promotion tools, they all have the algorithms, of course. And, you got to kind of try to stay at the top of people's attention as a band is a very hard thing to do. And that's what everybody looks at as far as labels, concert promoters, everybody who, you know, is in the industry, of course, and also like just in general, you want to stay on people's minds as a band. You know what I mean? Because in the world we live in today, it's just very like fast moving. And it's like
Right.
here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing. Is crazy, but
Yeah. And TikTok. Now, are you guys on TikTok as well?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Now let me tell you about TikTok. Okay. It's the hottest platform right now for rock
oh yeah,
bands. And
yes,
I'll give you a couple tips when you guys are posting, because there's some new hashtags that you should be using. Rock for you. Okay, everybody
oh
uses for you because you want it on everybody's page, but you want to do rock for you. Okay. Then you
yeah,
want to do metal for you because you definitely want to expand some of your audience to some other algorithms.
mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, TikTok is the way to go right now.
Yeah,
And
oh
yeah,
yeah,
you're
I
right.
totally
I mean,
disagree.
coming from a rock journalist, I'm on all platforms, as well. So my show gets seen really all over the world, believe it or not. And I not only have the YouTube show here, I deal with a podcaster in Chicago that actually does this show MP4 style. And then Spotify is now showing this show as well. So you have to keep it going. As much as a lot of bands find that it's very tedious, let me tell you, this is it, my friends. This is how you're going to build your fan base.
Yes,
And with
you're absolutely right.
rock journalists such as myself and others out there, we want to keep you guys in the forefront because your band is really amazing.
Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, I
So
mean, I agree with everything you said for sure. That's the reason why we've kind of been doing more of the singles thing
yeah,
and just, everything trying to keep up with the
yeah, and the
algorithm
singles
and
thing is
stuff.
great because all
Yeah.
the bands that I'm talking to right now, even major label bands, are doing singles first. Like within the first 3 months, they're dropping one single, and then they'll wait maybe 2 months and then drop another one, and then 4 months and drop another one before they drop the full album.
Well, that's kind of how it used to be, like back in the 1950s. Anytime from like early, recorded music, like 1930s and stuff like that, up until like the 60s, people mainly did singles. People didn't do albums as much.
Right.
And a lot of the 50s artists just had singles. And then we went to albums, and it's like now it's going back to singles. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but you guys are being smart. You've got those two YouTube videos on there. You've got the singles, but yet you're going to support it because you really want to get in front of people. And I think that's the whole key to really getting your band moving.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's do a timeline. So you're coming to Vegas for the show with Puddle of Mud, which is amazing. Okay. And then you have some other shows that you're going to be supporting as well.
Yes.
How long are you guys going to be out till the end of the year, or you just have the next couple months on the road?
I mean, we're pretty much out until the end of the year. We have dates all year, and I mean, we're playing like I think we've played pretty much every week, just about, or if not every 2 weeks, since probably almost since we started in April
Yeah.
playing shows. So
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
been
you
very
guys have been
fortunate.
super busy. It's hard to nail you down because I know your publicist is like, we had a 15-hour drive. I'm like, oh my God, because I just came back from Australia and I flew 15 hours one
Oh
way.
wow.
So I totally know how that is to travel and things like that. But you guys are making the moves for sure.
Well, thank you.
Um,
We're very
now,
fortunate.
yeah, I think you guys are really super fortunate. And Nashville is one of the most amazing places to be a musician.
Yes.
And because I met so many bands such as yourselves when I was out in Nashville a few months back for Rock and Podfest
Hmm.
there. And they're going to have it again next year. They're working on it right now. So I'm looking forward to coming back to Nashville. Hopefully you guys will be around and maybe we can do a live interview.
Oh, that'd
For
be
sure.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I come back next year. But you guys are amazing. I want to thank you for coming on. Max, why don't you tell the viewers where they can find all your social media?
So you can find our social media, Lost Hearts Rocks on Instagram and lostheartsband.com. You can also find everything if you just want to go there and find. But then Lost Hearts Rocks and just Lost Hearts on Spotify, all that good stuff.
Are
Thank
you
you so
Lost
much for
Hearts on
having us on.
TikTok too?
I believe we're Lost Hearts Music on TikTok. But if you
Okay,
go to the website, it'll all be there and you
I'll
can
be
just
there.
find everything.
Okay.
LostHeartsBand.com or LostHeartsBand.com website. Find everything there. It'll
Well,
link you to
thank
all the
you,
social media.
JT, for coming on. I know you guys are super busy.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes. Thank you
Max,
for having us.
for
Thank
coming
you for
on. And
having us.
hopefully I'll be able to meet you guys in person and we can talk a little more. And
Absolutely.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
we'll see you in Vegas
All
For
right.
sure.
We'll see you in
for Puzzle
Vegas.
Month.
Thank you so much for having
Yes.
us on.
Welcome.
Yes.
You
Thank you.
guys take care and we'll talk soon.
For
All right.
sure.
Wow, Lost Hearts. This is a young, exciting rock band from Nashville, Tennessee. They're hitting the road. They're playing a show here in Vegas with Puddle of Mud as a support band. So definitely check them out. They have some videos on YouTube as well and on Spotify.com. Stay tuned to On the Rocks Total Entertainment for all the latest and greatest interviews and latest news. I'm Carol Levin, the Vegas Rock Goddess, and I will see you next time.